I fell in love with someone twice my age, and here's what I learned. It had barely been a year since I graduated from college when I met him. I was in A. Then he came along. Tall, challenged, the fall was fierce and fast. My mom didn't approve. The next year and a half would be emotional. I would be smacked. I admired his success. He owned his own company. In the beginning, it seemed so romantic that he always opened my car door. After all, there were times I daydreamed about building a life with him. I thought about buying. I respected the great father that he was and I know still is. His kids, I loved his stories. He was a world trapped. 7 years later, I am engaged to a man who's still figuring it all out, as am I. He forgets to open.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.